Hello, we're back. No pre-games today, no pre-games. Just gonna go straight into it. Because I don't have a lot of urgency, to be honest, but for better or for worse, I have been reading a book. Advanced Game Design, you've probably heard of it, a systems approach to game design. And I've been taking some notes, and the chapter that I've been reading, systems thinking. I think I mentioned phenomenological thinking Monday, you know when. And the idea is that phenomenological thinking is the world is the way it is. Reductionist thinking is we can disassemble everything into smaller parts and then understand the smaller parts and finally assemble it back together and predict what a larger system is going to do. And also we have holistic thinking, which is looking at everything as a whole and never bothering to look at the individual parts. And all of them have their weaknesses, especially phenomenological thinking, because that is basically not thinking about it at all. Systems thinking combines reductionist thinking and holistic thinking to look at things as things in motion, to look at both the individual parts that make a system up and the context in which that system sits, including that system being then a subsystem of a larger system. And there was a read that, like, it's broad strokes, it's I'm not saying it's teaching us to suck eggs, but a lot of it it makes a lot of sense. However, there's been some this on recycled paper, no less. Really interesting bit, something that I took right at the end, just before. Where was the end? That's the, for fuck's sake, this green screen is far too aggressive. So, nothing there. Well, it looks like there's nothing there, weirdly. Oh no, it can see through the paper. Yeah, this was the last page. And it was talking about the idea of elegance. Elegance in game design. And it's the whole easy to learn, hard to master. That's the thing that a lot of game designers talk about. It's like like it came from Atari or something like that. That's the law of how game design is supposed to be, for whatever reason. So it's talking about elegance in terms of having deep systems. So you might have something that there's only 3 systems in total, but they might have lots of complicated parts underneath. And eventually you're going to hit a floor that's FLOOR rather than FLAW, although there will be plenty of floors in my games, where you don't simulate below that level. You just reach a point where it's just random numbers or variables that you're going to set up. But deep systems, especially ones that are reactive, they do things, they're metastable, they can change, they do weird things. There's a concept of elegance, and this bit stuck with me, and I was thinking of this fucking chemistry game and thinking, this is not elegant at all, it's dreadful. So elegance, to be elegant, a system, a game, however we want to put it, elegant games are metastable rather than static. So let's talk about that. So what do we mean by metastable rather than static? So say you might see metastability in a couple of, or bistable. There's a bunch of different things like that. There are a bunch of different kinds of stable. So say you've got a game where you can, that's a terrible color, let's just do straight up black. All right, so imagine you've got a game where kind of Doom, what's Doom Mission 1, Episode 1, Mission 1? It's something like that, right? Isn't it? You've got the little pillars, you can collect the armor up here, you've got your little stairs, and then like it sort of shoots off this way, and there's the end bit, and there's the outside secret bit that you can get to, and then you start here, and there's like a window through that you can see, and blah, 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 blah. There's the imps up there or something like that. Okay, so that's, you could argue that that's saying that's static rather than metastable. Now, the enemy AI, I don't know a lot about Doom. I haven't really looked into how it's designed. Maybe I should, but I'm not making FPS games, so maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. Anyway, so we've got this static structure. The level is always the same. If you come in, the fact that you've got speedrunners that effectively they know, like there's always an imp here. There's always, I think the first zombie. I think there's like a room here or something, isn't there? And there's the guy with the shotgun. There's like a couple of guys with shotguns or something like that. I only vaguely remember. It's been a while since I played Doom. So you got that sort of thing. They all have static spawn locations. They do have some complex behaviors or semi-complex behaviors in that there can be infighting. So if one enemy type attacks another enemy type, they'll fight each other. You know, you'll be sat there and watching like a Pinky go at it with, I don't know, like is it the cyber demons, the big uns? I can't remember what they're called. Hell Knights, that sort of stuff. But basically, they'll fight with each other. The zombies might fight in as well. They might get in, and you can have these little fights, and you can watch them play out. So in that sense, there is an element of simulation. But broad strokes, it's kind of similar. One of the games that I remember hearing about metastability a little bit. I don't know if it is technically metastable, but we'll pretend it is for the sake of this, for the sake of argument, is Stalker. Because the idea with Stalker is enemies, they're complex, they are simulated rather than placed in particular places. So I heard tell, I don't really have I'm not good enough at drawing to come up with a good picture for this, so we'll just get rid of this for now. But from what I am told, I never really saw this behavior in the actual game, but I'm told that it is there. Mission, you might be given a mission, go get this thing from said guy, you know? And you might go there and you might find that actually enemies happened to go through that area. They happened to take a particular path and they happened to kill that guy, and that guy's corpse is now there. So rather than you having to kill him, you now don't have to do that mission anymore. You can just take the stuff from his corpse and it's fine. So that's more like a systemic way of doing games, is where things can happen and they are very sensitive to their initial conditions. And that metastability might be achieved in a bunch of different ways. You might see metastable structures, I guess, in stuff like Age of Empires, where city-states, they'll be fizzing away doing their own thing inside their little, that AI will be doing something, and this AI will have a fight going on with that AI, and those two will keep fighting against each other, but you don't really see them. You only see them when you come through and discover that part of the map and see them at each other's throats. So I suppose in that sense, the metastable state is that the other two AIs on the map aren't necessarily coming at you, but they could. They're just not, because they've decided that right now their biggest aggressor is each other rather than you. And then you might attack one of them, and then that one might start attacking you. They might get wiped out, and then the third, much more powerful AI now has nobody else to fight, and so washes over you like a red wave. So that's the idea of metastability, is just changing, is changing. It's about stability, which is not fragile, but it's a funny thing to try and explain now. But it means that the game's going to be different every time. Different things can arise from the same starting conditions. High-level systems are simple but deep. So that's exactly what we're talking about with easy to learn, hard to master. You want a couple of really simple rules up top. Really good example of that, Balatro. You know, Balatro has really simple rules. It is basically just play some cards, There's a multiplier, there's a number of chips, and that's it. You have to make a certain amount of money every round, and that's it. And then you've got cards, events, things which can affect the multiplier and the number of chips, and then affect each other, affecting the multiplier and the number of chips, and affect the cards that come up, and affect the effects, and so on. So that's where you've got really highly systemic behavior, where the simple rules on the top are like you can learn them in 10 seconds. It's all of the other stuff underneath that is more complicated. Deep systems exhibit symmetry, or some kind of symmetry. Higher level systems should rhyme with the lower level ones. So when you learn something new about the game, you should feel like you almost know it already. It should make sense. It should follow on. So, for example, with Balatro, you've got the planet. I don't know what's a good example. So you've got the plus for the multiplier, and you've got plus chips. You've got polychrome and all these other different kinds of card. They all rhyme with each other. They all make some sort of sense. Mechanics, you see seams of these mechanics run throughout the game. I don't know a lot about Balatro, but I do know that I don't ever feel like, well, that doesn't really fit. That doesn't make sense. So that's kind of the vibe there. Minimal loose ends. So in terms of rules that don't really fit, you shouldn't really engage player memory too often. Like, they can remember things for sure, but they shouldn't be having to remember how to play the game. Not with their like active memory. It should be like an intuitive thing. It shouldn't be, oh well, in this one specific scenario that does a bad thing, and you've got to be very careful for that one specific scenario. You want it to make sense at all times. Again, Balatro is a really good example. The only thing that I can think of where it's a little bit weird is the idea of that sacrificial joker. The celestial knife or something, where it's just a big butcher knife, and it destroys the joker to one side of it. Like, destroying jokers isn't an uncommon thing, but it's little things like that where there's the odd joker that just happens to do something a bit squirrely and different to the other jokers. But even then, that joker still behaves according to the rules that all of the other jokers have set out, which is just it either multiplies or adds to the multiplier somehow. So, and then the last one, once they've learned enough, once a player understands the game to the extent that they can see this broad strokes design, they can see the ways all the different jokers and so on interact, or the way that the AI in Age of Empires can fight each other, the way that enemies in Doom can infight, and the triggers that create those sorts of scenarios, those meta-stable states. The game isn't just fun anymore. It's something to look back on and go, wow, that's actually really well designed. Like, the design should be enjoyable as well as the game. I've got a throat. Sorry. Is this going to destroy the goddamn stream? Because I've just got a little something. Fuck's sake. Right. Anyway. That's really going to fuck me off. That's by the by. We'll live with it. So, this fucking chemistry... Oh, who the fuck's this? Right. I'll be back in a second. Apologies. So, this chemistry game then. That royally screwed up my momentum, didn't it? For what it's worth. Let's think about this chemistry game. Specifically, let's go into our little Trello board and look at what we've got. Well, no, not Trello, Miro. You ended with an O. What are we talking about there? So metastable rather than static. I think this kind of chemistry game, it isn't really a systems game. It is a very simple, it is a straightforward game, but I think some of these rules we can apply here. So metastable rather than static, it is going to be static content. And one of the things that it has been talking about is that if you're making a systemic game, you get a lot of stuff free because the stuff that you have made so far interacts in weird, squirrely ways so that you can play a game multiple different times, change the starting conditions slightly, and get a totally different run, a totally different playthrough, which is like I've mentioned it a couple of times now. I've played a lot more of Balatro. I'm still not convinced that it is like the be all and end all that a lot of people seem to think it is, but it is pretty good. And it is very good at that kind of systemic design so that things are different every time with very little effort. So I say very little effort. It takes a lot of work to get these systems right, but this game, I'm basically saying I need to put together hundreds of models, come up with hundreds of recipes. That's a lot of work. Whereas if I had focused on systems, which feels like more my thing, is thinking about things rather than making things, that's probably better. I think we can probably do systemic design here. Probably not so much here. We can maybe do a little bit of that, maybe some level randomization, something like that. We'll come back to the zombie quap thing, and then the text adventure, obviously we're not, that's going to be a static one as well, but that's writing. I don't mind writing, kind of. That might be fun, because then we're writing a story, you know, we're writing a branching story, and we've got that little app that I discovered a little while ago that helps you write branching stories. Was it Inky or something? I think Melisomnia put us onto that. That's by the by. But what I'm saying is, so this is going to be a static game because there's only a finite number of recipes and they are predefined. High level systems are simple but deep. Again, we want a small number of starting ingredients that create a lot more. Deep systems exhibit some symmetry. Higher level systems rhyme with lower level ones. Now that, and the following one, which is almost the opposite, minimal loose ends, avoid engaging actual player memory. That's where I think this game, right now, is kind of shit. Because what we're doing here is we're coming up with ingredients and then thinking of what they can make. Like, herbal remedy might get used. That might be something that this game, you know, we've got these things that we want to spit out at the end. But I'm coming up with water, cooler, cold medicine and water, like stupid stuff. In fact, that even has to go now because I don't have room for it. I haven't been able to make it work. So we'll put this back here. In fact, we might clear some of this down. But what I have realised is that some of this isn't working. And I think what we need to do, rather than sort of thought around, like these different stations might be nice. I do think that the mechanics of how these are unlocked make sense. But I think the way that I have been going about coming up with these recipes is possibly all wrong. And realistically, what I've been doing is starting, right, well, what do we want here? And then, you know, coming up with like vague ideas of where we want to go. What we should really be doing and designing it this way down effectively, which is silly. I think what would make a lot more sense is if we have a rough idea. So we have like, I don't know, we want something which is, good God, this is the worst looking sword I have ever seen. It looks like a sideways UFO. We'll pretend that's a really fat, tiny little sword. And then we'll put a plus on it to say damage up. So we've got a damage up thing that we want to make from 2 ingredients. So 2 ingredients are going to combine together to make two, possibly 3 ingredients are going to combine together to make a damage up upgrade. What's that one? What's that one? What's that one? And once we've done that, then we can go, all right, well, we've got, so maybe there's a damage upgrade plus. So then we go, all right, well, we'll just have our, I'm not going to do it, but like another sword, you know? That one wasn't so bad. Oh, and it's skinnier and shittier looking, so, you know, it makes sense. So effectively, then that stops being a question mark and this starts being a thing. All right, so what makes those things? And if we work backwards like that, it's almost like if you've got a murder mystery, you start with the butler did it, and you work your way back to find out, well, why did the butler do it? Who else could have done it? Who does the butler know? Who might be confused for the person who might be the butler? Who like, you know, who are the people who are confused? You know, you get the idea, and then you write the story around it. Say this like I know the first thing about writing murder mysteries. But that to me feels like a better approach, is if we define first, kind of like if you ever made a word search as well. So the idea with a word search is, you know, you've got your grid of words, and the idea is when you're making a word search is you fill in the words you want people to find, and then you just put in the other letters so that you hide the words after the fact. So in the same way, you know, we're going to have some duff recipes that don't do anything, or that might be intermediaries to get us to the next thing. But effectively what we should be doing is starting with the stuff that we want to make and working backwards. That's one thing that I've been thinking about, is a tree structure, or a reverse tree structure, because that's really what we're trying to make, is that there's a finite number of things at the end, but they're all going to terminate in particular things. It's a weird concept. It frightens me, but I think it's plausible. I think it is something we can do. The other thing that I was thinking about is this build zombies zombie quap thing. And it may be that we snapshot and sort of like crystallize it for this so that it is performed this, because if we're simulating a lot of stuff in this game when I'm hoping to have lots and lots of zombies on the screen at one time, that's going to get problematic. So we probably need to crystallize something so that zombies have simple, non-simulated attributes. We want them to be as simple as possible here. The systems for this game are going to be their own kettle of fish. But those stats might be determined by this build zombies game. So what I was thinking is, so you make your little zombie, you know, you've got like your arm, and the arm is going to have certain stats, and the torso is going to have stats, and the head is going to have stats, and so on. Everything has stats, but some of those are going to be positives and some of those are going to be negatives. So every time you do something, you might be like, I don't know, you might want a foot that it expects a particular things, like like say if this might have like, this might need an energy level of 3, and then maybe the torso, which is like we'll call this like a shortcut for a heart. The torso might or maybe that's a -3, so it's going to take 3 energy, and maybe the torso makes 15 in total. So then if you have, and I don't know, so if you have like, so if everything has 3 energy here, for example, then that all those 15, then this is gonna run out of power over time, or something like that. Or as soon as it goes down to 0 energy, maybe like the longevity of the zombie starts to drop. So maybe there's something like a zombie can kill itself, basically. Do you know what it is? I've just noticed. This is really gonna fuck me off. Let's quickly see if we can fix that. I told that thing to scroll, and it hasn't scrolled. Dashboard. Where the hell is it? Overlays. Default. This. It is. Oh, it is scrolling. Well, isn't that annoying? Can you start scrolling, please? That would be nice. It would be nice if you started scrolling. Settings. Text scrolling. Scroll down. Does that work any better? No, it does not. Is it to do with the way that I've set up the source or something? Apologies. Custom frame rate. Can I use a custom frame rate? It's just not scrolling at all. That's rather annoying, isn't it? Open in browser. Oh, well, you've got... Oh, it's not working anyway, so that's fine. Fuck it, we'll leave it. I'll sort it later. Oh no, it's working now. Why is it decided it's working? How weird. So maybe we can just change that now? Are you just gonna nicely work? Because that would be good if it just nicely worked. You were working! Why have you stopped? No! Oh, that's so sad. I had it working. It's just decided to not. No. Why? Why you gotta be like that? Why you gotta be like that? Do we need to... Is it like a... Do I need to... Oh no. No. It started working. What a time to be alive. Oh well. Whatever. Right. So... I'm thinking maybe we can do something like that, where effectively the zombie is simulated in more detail and each part has attributes and they all nicely tie together. A little bit of systems design there. That might be fun. I obviously need to read more of the book to know what the hell's going on there. But it's already paying dividends, I think, which is good. So, with that in mind, I think I'm going to look... I think the thing we need to work out is what kind of upgrades we want to come out of this. So zombie animation serum, we obviously need that as a starting point. Everything is going to use the zombie animation serum. We need to be able to make that. Strength is going to be attack. So somebody's going to do it this way. So we want that. We want that. Constitution takes more shots to kill them. Speed to get where they're going sooner. Infectivity. Possibly a zombie antidote, which would end the game, I guess, one way or another. Do we want that? I'm not sure we necessarily do. Magic zombies might be fun. What would magic zombies do? It would give them a ranged attack. Zombie infectivity. Is that basically us saying upgrade plus versions? Visions? Okay, okay. So we want to do, I guess that's really what we're saying then, is aka spawn rate. Which would be interesting, because I think the spawn rate might be at the point where see, this is and I think this is maybe a really weird kind of a game that I'm making, or series of games that I'm making, because how do you reconcile the fact that you're going to have a game where you're fighting against the work done in another game? Effectively, you've got 3 games that are all designed at ending the world, and 1 game that is designed to not end the world. And in real terms, what it's going to mean is this game, you earn more cash here. Do I even like these games? Do I want to make this game, or do I want to make something simpler? I don't. Maybe this is the learning. Maybe this is the learning. One of the things that I'm learning this time is just because I think a game is a cool idea doesn't necessarily mean that, 1, I have what it takes to make the game, and 2, that I actually give a shit about making it. Like, I don't care about making a little compilation of games. It is an interesting challenge, but I'll be honest, I am struggling to find the enthusiasm for it, because it's not a game that I'm particularly. I like Little Alchemy. I don't have any particular burning desire to make a Little Alchemy game, and I'm fucking blaming Hydronus again for this, because this was his fucking idea. But it's kind of like, oh, it is the danger of being like, just because you can actually make the games and you're actually doing the stuff, that doesn't mean you're not capable of being an ideas guy. I think I may have been an ideas guy here, because I've said, oh, well, you can have a chemistry game, and it's like, and then you can go dig up bodies and put them together, and it's text adventure, and and it's like, no. I don't really have any great desire to make this game. This isn't the game. This isn't one of the games that I want to make. It's just a fun idea, I guess, for somebody to make. But we'll stick with it. So, right. We've got zombie animation serum, so we want a strength upgrade. So, yeah. So I think maybe we've got a few more things we want to be able to make. Things we want to spit out at the end of this. So we've got magic zombies. We could have... we're probably going to want lower energy requirements. So, well, actually, this means we're getting ahead of ourselves there. We need to be thinking about what do these parts have? Like, as a broad strokes, just to get us started. When we say the part have stats, what stats are they going to have? So all parts Let's do a little. Can we do swim lanes? Surely we can do. Fuck off with that. Sticky note, outline, frame. Surely no. I just want a little grid or a swim lane or some shit. Can I just have that? Was that just a grid? Stick a grid in there. There we go. And then maybe we can do. Can we delete this column? Add column, add row. Delete column. There we go. And then we can maybe slice this up. And then we want to add a row. Then we'll have head. Whoa. Head. In fact, I'm not even sure we necessarily need this column. We just need to kind of categorize it. So we've got head, we have shoulders, knees, and see what I did there. Torso, arms, legs. And maybe some other parts. I don't know. Like an eye on their shoulder. Skirt copyright infringement. So, lower energy all. That's what we want to say there for now. We might come back to eyes on the shoulder. So, all, we want to be able to lower their energy requirements. So, well, I see, no. Because I'm getting ahead of myself there again. God damn it. It is very easy to get ahead of yourself. Very easy. So we'll put this down here. So first what we want is all have some sort of energy requirement. We want the torsos to generate energy. Legs is probably going to be movement speed primarily, I guess. Arms are going to be attack, have an element of attack, or stun perhaps. Stun, attack. And then the head, obviously we've got like a bite or infect. Now you see that's interesting because that's like maggot shit. Although really, maggots clean up dirty meat, so we probably want. I don't know. What do we do with that? I don't know. So we've got zombie strength is going to be then therefore linked to like. So we want infectivity, weakness to headshot is probably going to be a thing, some sort of stat that we want there. A torso is going to generate energy. What else might a torso do? We want like a constitution, I guess. Better stats increase energy requirements. Okay, so this is starting to come together. I feel like this is like a rough idea of a system. So effectively, what we're saying is this feels. Ooh, can you feel it? I can. This feels like a synergy. So say, for example, you've got a torso that provides 15. Whatever. Okay, cool. Maybe this can't be upgraded. Maybe this is like a static box. We can't change that. So we have this thing which has a base of 15. 15 energy. 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 15 ener 3 energy. It consumes 3 energy. And maybe what stat did we just give it? Stun or attack or something like that. That has like a base damage of like, again, 3. And what you can do is you can provide you can basically say there's like a little potion you can make, which is going to be our damage upgrade. And our damage upgrade is going to say plus maybe like 50% attack at plus 50% energy. So effectively, every time you upgrade something, it's going to mean it takes more energy to deal with it. So you need to have headroom in terms of energy, or the zombies are going to die over time. And maybe you have the possibility of a zombie that has, say, like 300 energy to start with and like generates none. And it's basically just when the zombie spawns in, it has 300, it consumes -3 per second that it's going. And effectively when it dies, it just keels over and dies when it's finished. But say, for example, you set this to like a move speed of like, we'll call this move speed, I don't know why, move speed of 100, for example, then it will sprint towards the person. And if this had like a damage of like 75 or something, then it means that it will sprint over to the player and like very nearly kill them. Now this is where it gets a little bit fiddly, because the light gun game's really fun, but it is totally at odds, because then it's basically like you're setting the difficulty of the other game from this one. Is that a good idea? I don't feel like it is. I feel like it's a really bad idea, because then you just won't do it. You'll make super weak zombies. But did they get points? Is it that these get points? I think I need to... I feel like there's probably a way that you could tie these together nicely. But it's not easy. It's not straightforward. It's quite weird. Oh, also, this is totally unrelated, but we're up to 49 on Twitch, apparently. It says 50. It says 50. Well, the actual, if we go to my page, I think the page itself, don't be on loud. Good, it's not. The page says fucking 50, but for some reason, the this thing says 49. But if we can just get back to 3 concurrent viewers, if we could just get back there. Almost affiliate, so fucking close. And then we can, yeah, we can upgrade stuff. But I think what's probably going to happen is I'm getting too into it, too worried about affiliate, when really I should be worried about making the game make better content, and then other people will come on board. So we've got weakness to headshot, infectivity, because zombie bites is how you get infected, right? Surely. Generate energy. Torsos generate energy. Do they do anything else? Do they have passive abilities? Distances? That might be fun. So we've got arms, stun, attack, that's fair. Legs, movement, speed. I don't think legs really need to do anything else, do they? Probably not. Probably not. All of them have an energy requirement. All of them have some sort of constitution. And for all of them, better stats, or better stats, we say better stats, upgrades increase energy requirements. That's what we're saying. And they might have other effects, like upgrades may have sidechain downgrades. So you might downgrade something else elsewhere. But effectively then what we're saying is you might find something with base stats of where is my mouse? Where's my mouse even? Here it is. You might have something with base stats of say 3 energy and 3 damage, but then you might go searching in the I don't know why that's supposed to be a bicep. Have you ever seen that episode of fucking Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where they do like the bicep and they're like, just 3 guys wanting to hang out, like nothing weird or whatever. That's not a million miles away from that. So let's pretend that this is an arm, and this has stats of like, I don't know, this might be +5 or like attack of 5, and it might have an energy of 3. You know, so that's the idea, is that sometimes like you will find body parts, or you'll be able to improve body parts. So there we go. That's going to help us, I think, because all of these are going to apply to all, like the whole your build of zombie, right? Do we want there's another question. So we want, I think there's a cut. It's all crackling up here now. Sorry. So we've got lower energy requirements. So yeah, we want that as an option, possibly. But what we do want is zombie slots. So when you're creating your zombie army, you want like a build. You want like a loadout, right? You want your zombies, but then you also want specifically you're gonna want your, like, you want synergies. So say for example you might have a ranged zombie that like puts down a coating on the floor or something to make your zombies like slip and slide and move faster, something like that. So you can have a cut, because we don't just want, because otherwise what's going to end up happening purely from an aesthetic point of view is the zombies are all going to look the same and they're going to be really boring to look at. So we don't want that. We don't want that at all. So we want some zombie slots. We want a couple of different kinds of zombies to be playing with at any one time. But we also want, oh shit, I had it and I've forgotten it now. So we want zombie slot. Got our passive abilities that we want. That's going to do something. What was it? Was it arms? Legs. Upgrades increase energy requirement. Of course, that was what it was. So we want, so we want upgrades which increase energy requirements. Let's put it in capitals just because apparently that's what I've been doing. But then we also want weak but no downside upgrades. So say for example you might have lower energy requirements, you can just apply it to a body part and that's it, you know. I feel like that makes sense, but effectively we've got this gives us some things to be working with, I think. So maybe we do want a column now, after all. Because now what we can do is have a think about what do these things look like. So we want an infectivity upgrade. We want anti-headshot. Anti-headshot serum. So dumb. Oh. God, that's terrible. I suppose like bones. But this is the thing. Now that we're doing it backwards. Look at this. Where's Bones in that? Why is Bones not written there? We've got like evil biologist, and I've got maggots, blood, diseased flesh. But this might be a stupid thing to say because obviously none of it's obvious. But why is Bones not there? Because that's what I'd be thinking, is if you've got something that's going to make an anti-headshot serum, the way you'd be thinking about that is, well, what would make you less susceptible to a headshot? And it would be you'd splice in somehow bones, maybe like an armored beetle, like a stag beetle or something, and I don't know, then like some sort of mutagen, you know, like a level 4 mutagen or something like that, and it just smushes it together in the potion maker, and it pops out an anti-headshot serum. And the idea being that your zombie gets like a bony visage and has like a really thick skull or something stupid like that, you know? This is what I was talking about. I was worried that it wouldn't fucking work and that I would try this and go, I still have no idea what I'm doing. But there we go. This is what we do. What's the end goal? And you work backwards from there. What's his face? What's his chops? The RC one who died. Steve Jobs with his, rather than like figuring out the tech and then working out how to sell it, start with what people want. Start with the end and work backwards. Hot damn. I think this is a good book. This is a good book. There it is. Michael Sellers. No relation to Peter. I say this, he might be. But, oh, there he is. Fuck off. Is he actually? No. 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 No, it's not. But that's so weird that there is a Michael Sellers, it's just not that Michael Sellers. And he's actually a relation to Peter Sellers. Alright, okay. Advanced Game Design Book Smackdown. Advanced... Ooh, okay. Okay. Broader. Meh. That's pretty funny. But I might have a look at this one. Game Mechanics Advanced Game Design. Oh, that's a shame. I bought the wrong book, but I'm really enjoying this one anyway. But yeah, give it a go if you want to do game dev. There's only one fucking person watching, but that's fine. For the one person watching, if you haven't read Advanced Game Design, I'm really enjoying it. It's really fun. It's really good. Ho hum. Right, carrying on. Okay, so we've got our anti-headshot serum. Spit. We might as well steal from Left 4 Dead as well. Which one's venom and poison? Poison's when you touch it, right? And venom is when it's like you gotta get bitten or something, right? Venom versus poison. That's right, yeah. Poison comes through the skin. Okay. Well, that's interesting. So if you got spat on and that was bite, sting, spines, or claws. So I suppose technically if you spat something, if you just like, because say for example a cobra that you know what? No, we're not going to bother with that. I need to fix the white balance on this fucking camera, man. It's no good. It just constantly seems to think that it wants to. It's staying in the wrong place. Is what I'm getting at. It's staying in the wrong place. Can I configure? Can I configure this? I'll tell you what. We'll bring it over here so you can see what the hell I'm doing. So configure video. So white balance. Do not auto white balance. I will tell you where to white balance. No. All right, you do want it. Where's exposure? That's what I want. Don't auto control exposure. That's what we're after. Ooh, too much. That feels good. That feels better. In fact, I mean, you can go a little bit higher. No. There we go. -3. And then I will, no, don't do low light compensation. Just, I will worry about the light. You worry about everything else, camera. Okay, there we go. That wasn't too hard to fix. Alright, carrying on. Although now it's weird and blurry. Of course I fucking broke it. Oh dear. Right. So if I just put that back to you handle the exposure. Oh, now it's perfectly fine. But... oh yeah. It's failing a little bit. Oh no, that seems alright. Strange that it was just... it decided to be blurry for a while. Alright, okay. It seems to have calmed itself down at the very least. Right, so spitting. So what we're saying is that spitting, it might actually be poison, I think. Because if something gobbed a substance at you, it's like the what is it? What's this? Dennis Nedry, the Jurassic Park guy. He gets spat on, doesn't he? And I think the idea is that blinds him, or it's poisonous or something. So that's the thing, is like a poison goes in through the skin, a venom has to get into the bloodstream, right? So technically, we'll just call it poison spit upgrade. And I guess we got to find some. Are there any creatures that spit poison? Creatures that spit poison. Oh shit, no. Horned lizards. Alright, well, no, that's not spitting. So spitting cobras, yes, okay. Ah, but it is venom. Okay. Venom spit upgrade. So we're going to have a snake at some point, I guess. Snake venom, we've already got it on the list. But, you know, this is the sort of thing. We're working backwards. We're going from biology. We're making something that, to quote again, deep systems exhibit some symmetry. Higher level well, the higher level systems rhyming is my technical term. Because the guy talks about symmetry. But I think a lot of games, it's not necessarily that they're exactly the same. It's that they're similar. It's that they rhyme to some extent, you know? I'm going to fiddle with that a little bit more. That's better. That looks good. Not that anybody's really watching me. What are you doing if you're watching me, man? Although I will, if I can, just scooch me down a little bit, I think, because I think I'm on top. There's like a tiny little gap at the bottom. There was. But we fixed it. There we go. Okay, so generate energy. So it generates energy. So do we want to upgrade the amount of energy it can generate? We want like some sort of energy serum. Maybe this is where the herbal remedy comes in. No disadvantages. You know, I feel like that's a thing. What I'm also thinking about is some of this stuff, some of the ingredients that I'm thinking about here. It's gonna be buying them in, you know. Do we want to have an inventory for this? Because I think the thing with Little Alchemy is you have infinite guesses. You just keep going. You can brute force it if you really want to. It would just take you a long time. And the fun comes from guessing. But maybe the challenge here is knowing that most stuff is going to be like, do we need to do like an unlock system? So you unlock snake venom and it comes from making certain things. I think that probably makes sense to have some, not quite a tech tree, but something like that, so that it's not just that you're unlocking the stations, it's that you're unlocking better things. I think maybe the mixing bowl might go. I think that might be a little bit too trailer trash for me. I could be wrong, but we'll see. All right, so we've got herbal remedy, upgrade energy, no disadvantages. Passive abilities or resistances. We'll come back to that. I'm not really sure about passive abilities and resistances. So stun and attack. So therefore what we want is something which upgrades attack upgrade, which is going to be maybe steroids. Might work, you know, but that might cause some health issues for our poor zombie. Stun. I guess we could potentially have like poison skin or something like that. Claws. Big hands. Stun, I guess. Something like that, you know? Movement speed. Or hollow, but how about hollow bones? Stun. So they move fast, but they don't do a lot of damage, you know? Move fast, little damage. So really, it's that the thing gets stunned into not being able to attack. So then you've got a couple of different strategies. You're talking about you can pepper the player or the turret or whatever it happens to be with like lots of disabling blows. So maybe you just have like a big an overwhelming wave of these guys that just pop, and they're getting gunned down, but as soon as they actually get to the turret, and then the turret is effectively disabled because it's getting stunned so frequently. This feels like thinking a bit more in terms of potentially dynamic, not emergent, but more interesting behavior, you know? Okay. Okay. Why am I making these, man? Why am I making these? Do you know, I'm going to light some incense. I'm going to be back in a second. I'll tell you what, can I turn the filter off? Because if I can turn the filter off, I'll do that, you know. Where is the... Oh. Oh, it's because it's inside. It's on the actual camera, isn't it? There we go. Okay. Go light some incense. Because that's just the kind of guy I am. Do I look like an incense lighting dude, or do I look like a... I suppose I don't know. Depends what I look like. I got this Ghostbusters thing for Christmas. It has like this little thing that I've had to drill a bunch of extra holes in to try and make it a bit more... Well, so it burns better, really. It's not ideal. Not ideal. What do you fancy? We've got Nag Champa, White Sage, Sandalwood, Patchouli, Lavender, Japanese Rose, and go Nag Champa because it happens to be here and easy to get to. But maybe that's the kind of thing we could do a poll on, not that you'll actually be able to smell it, and not that I'm likely to actually make the thing. But that's fine. I'll make the games. That's the main goal anyway. And here's my shitey little bomb thing lighter from Japan. Probably the least Japanese thing that I could have bought. Oh shit. Now that I think about it, no, it's not. But it's the very wrong kind of Japanese thing to buy. I never even thought about that. Oh no. Alright, well, there we go. Did I show you the ghost trap? I can't remember if I showed you the ghost trap. Here is my ghost trap. Not full size, but it smokes. It's in there. Isn't that great? I love it. Alright. Pop that back. Okay. Background removal back on. Because nobody wants to look at my background, do they? Okay. So we got hollow bone stuff. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Movement speed. Well, I guess we've got movement speed upgrade of some kind. Do we want legs to have anything else? I guess maybe not. All have an energy requirement. We could maybe make something that lowers the energy requirement. But lower energy requirements. I think that is synthetically, yep, there it is. We can take away that. Yep. So we want lower energy requirement, lower stats. So if you find, say for example, if you find a really good arm that's super good, but it has just too high of an energy requirement, you can just trim off a little bit of performance and put it within your energy range. You know? That feels good. Constitution. Upgrade. Constitution upgrade, I guess. Upgrades which increase energy requirements. Yeah, that feels pretty good. And then we want, I guess we also probably want, on here, let's pull this down a little bit, just make some more room. Debuffs. Inherent debuffs. Debuff removers. No downside. Debuff removers. Downsides. And then for that we could have maybe like maggots, clear, rotten, or rotting. Rotting gives like minus 30% to base stats. And then we could have like debuffs with downsides could be, I don't know, what the hell would that even be? I don't know. I don't know what that would be right now. Okay. So you see, that feels like we've got something to work on there. Then we've got zombie animation serum. That's kind of the, we've got to have that. Still don't know how that gets made. Maybe we can worry about that towards the end. Like once we've built out some of these recipes, we can work backwards from that, you know? We've got our zombie strength upgrade versions, which I guess is attack upgrade. Zombie constitution upgrade, yep, that's in there. Zombie speed, that's in there. Infectivity upgrade. Infectivity, aka spawn rate. Expensive. We kind of want the infectivity upgrade to be quite expensive to do. It needs to be kind of the focus, like your zombie should be built for a lot of them or not very many. Well, let's write this down because I will forget. I'm sure I will forget. Zombies should be... Zombie pricing should be geared so that you have cheap but numerous zombies or expensive but rare zombies. So effectively you might have your grunt powering in, just trying to, you know, beat the system, whatever. Do we unlock the light game last? Do you know, I'm going to put this, I'm going to make this, what colour can we make this? That makes it, I think this needs to be black. Because that's a really big issue. And something that I still haven't come up with a good solution for yet. Let's put this down here. Okay. So we still haven't really talked about magic zombies. I forgot about that. All right. Okay. So maybe. What would magic zombies look like? Zombie animation serum. We need that full stop. Zombie antidote. That might be a thing that I don't even know if I need that anymore. That seems like a weird thing to put in there. Maybe it's because there isn't much of a story, but what I'm thinking is this is Dirk. Dirk is the one with the axe to grind. So let's maybe put this here. That'll do. And I think we want this to be Dirk as well. So effectively, what I'm thinking is that Bear is this big, basically me, the author insert character, just a big bear-like bloke who's just sort of like, bull, I'll do it, I guess. Because I have a chemistry degree, for what it's worth. I don't use it, but I do have it. I can make zombies. You don't know. And then we got this guy who's like, oh, I've got an axe to grind. I'm gonna, you know, destroy the world. And he's just like, oh, I mean, I'm happy being an evil scientist, but he's kind of not bothered, and he's doing what needs to be made. And one of the thing is, Dirk is the guy asking for this stuff. Maybe they don't necessarily know each other, because obviously Dirk and Bear's pretty fun, right? That's pretty good. But maybe there isn't, like, maybe it's more a transactional relationship. So perhaps missions can come from multiple places. Who's this? Keon Lenedy. We'll call him Ken for now. Has a bowl cut. Very clean white sneakers. I don't know. We'll see. But maybe the idea is that Ken can also request chemicals. And maybe the idea is that you go into these games, or this game in particular, and there are requests for Bear. Bear makes stuff for funsies, or makes stuff to, like, kind of outfit Bear's lab. But the actual jobs, some of the jobs come from, you know, outside the realm of the game. You know, we're not interested in that so much. But maybe Bear just makes what he's told to make, which then kind of starts with this reconciliation process of how do you handle the fact that you've got 3 games which are effectively against this one. And I think that's how you do it. You know, because you want to earn a bunch of money. Maybe the idea is maybe the goal of this, the goal of this, let's write this down. Goal of this game should be non-zombie related. So maybe the idea is Leon Kennedy, Keon Lennedy wants to be I don't know, like a shooting champion or something, you know? Or wants to retire. There's some super expensive thing. Goal should be financial. Price of goal. Eradicate zombies. It's spelled correctly. Or initial goal. So maybe it's like some super duper, you know, buying a jet or a spaceship, something like that. Funding a trip somewhere else. And you can either, at the end, you've got your initial goal, which you can still plumb for and leave Raccoon Possum City to its fate, and you get what you want, or you can eradicate the zombies by requesting from Bear, by buying one of the things. So I suppose this is the thing then. We've got some stuff here that also will come out of the chemical lab, which then broadens the design space for this game, because realistically what we're talking about is we've got these things which are going to be more biologically focused, but may have some other aspects to it. Maggot serum, we'll say. Something like that. Debriding, I think the technical term is. Oh, I saw a horrible condition the other day. Look, Ozempic, the other one, there's like dilapralaglanatil or something. There's like the one for diabetes, which is basically just piss out sugar. If your doctor tells you to go on it, be careful, right? Just think twice. That's my only advice. Because I saw one of the things that you can get from it, and don't look it up, because the Wikipedia page alone is not what you want to see. But one of the side effects of this new medication that basically is like a wonder drug to cure diabetes, because it basically just, you piss out all of the weight and you lose weight really, really fast. The side effect is gangrene. Now, gangrene alone, you might already be familiar with gangrene, but this isn't any kind of gangrene. This isn't your granddad's gangrene. This is genital gangrene, specifically. I don't think that's its technical term. That's not the technical term for it, but fuck me! The Wikipedia page is just... No! Awful. Don't. Just don't, man. Just don't. Blech. Okay, so carrying on. Now that we're not talking about that. we can do chemistry. We can now basically do regular, more chemistry stuff from over here. So what other things? So we'll do another. Oh shit, not that. I found it before. It was in here. No, it wasn't. What the fuck was it? Here, grid. What? Oh right, I see. It's just pop a grid in. So same deal. We'll call this upgrades. And we'll call this table upgrades as well. Upgrade complete. Oh shit. It's one of those. It's like that, is it? Is that how it be? Okay. Well, we'll call this upgrades. Good. And then we'll move this around. Can I move it like that? Yep, there we go. Oh, god damn it. What? So you're... Is that like a... Can I just change the... Fucking... Okay. Let's see. So one of the things we've come up with thus far is we've maybe got... Bear is independent of Burke. Sorry. So that's one thing. Zombies pay cash. There is a player incentive, narrative incentive to upgrade zombies to get to financial goal faster. Would be nice to... Let's make that into like a light green. It'd be nice to have something, but we'll do without. So, upgrades, what we got. So, for a start, we want gun, right? No, that is not the buttons that I pressed, my dude. Can we just, yeah, there we go. That's better. Right, so gun, surely. We've got gun. What else we got? Where else can we upgrade? Turrets, I guess. Because you're going to unlock turrets, so you might as well, you know, do something like that. Some sort of like health spray, maybe? Do you get a health bar? I don't think you get a health bar. I think you just die, or you get sent to the hospital. Dying is like GTA, financial penalty, not points. But we will make it a percentage financial penalty. The idea is that you don't want to die. Now, I think we want to put some limits on this. There is a way that we could fix this. I don't like this solution, but we could technically borrow a narrative idea from The Incredibles. You know? What we could do is have basically Dirk is making the zombies and shooting the zombies. And it's like a I want to be a superhero kind of thing. I want to this isn't going to go well enough. I need to create a reason. I need to create a reason to do this, and making zombies is a stupid way of doing it. That doesn't, but that, you see, even that now feels more spurious than it did before. Is there something in it though? I don't know. Health, because what I'm thinking, the problem that I think we have is if we get into a scenario where, because I'm going to assume right now, for the sake of argument, we'll start with the most complicated scenario and then we'll work our way back. So I think it would be nice to have the text adventure locked until the very end, and that maybe the text adventure is some other, I don't know, it's just a fun little bonus thing, maybe even. But the other 4 are open from the very beginning, or at the very least are kind of open. They might be temporarily soft locked in that you can't, like, maybe this one, like I say, I think it has like tin cans or something to start with, and you can just shoot tin cans, whatever. The chemistry game, there's going to be a certain amount of stuff that you have to make first, which is just boring chemicals or whatever, but then over time you make more stuff. The zombie one, the zombie maker, like, you kind of can't, because there's no zombie serum. You're just sort of like, I don't know, like a mortuary assistant or something. And then you've got the corpse stealer, which I don't know, I guess that's there from the start. But the idea is zombies don't turn up here until you have at least the zombie serum from here, a corpse from here, and you've made at least one broadly successful zombie. And then once you've done all of those things, this starts to get zombies. But the thing is, the problem that I think you could have is if you play this one like a bunch, if you finish that game practically, and you get all of the zombie stuff from this game, and then you effectively make the best zombie that you can possibly make, but you've not played this game at all, then what that means is you could have a zombie that is headshot resistant, bullet resistant, all the other stuff, spawns heavily, and that is it has a shit, you have a shit gun, you have nothing to do, and effectively you're just going to constantly fail this because there's no solution to that. You're just going to keep failing over and over again, and you won't be able to improve. One way you could potentially do it is we could say you maybe have kind of like you get in games like the Demonologist. I don't know why I'm drawing a D for Demonologist, because I don't think a lot of people have played the Demonologist, so we'll make a little demon instead. There we go. When you play the Demonologist, when you win, there's like there's like $1 reward for winning. But if you fuck up, then you get like, if you've done at least something, then you get like a little bit. Well, I suppose is that a cent? Is that a cent? Is it just the C with the line through it? I've never been to America. I don't know. But you get like a little something, like insurance they call it. So maybe the idea is that if for some stupid reason you decided to 100% all 3 of these games before you even touch the light gun game, you get a little something. Oh, you get a little something for it. Ooh. Or I think I might like this one. So I think that would be good. So let's write that down, because that would be good. Financial penalty and nothing else. Like Demonologist, always retain a little cash, enough for an upgrade. Let's put a question mark on that. But the other part, let's say requests for upgrades must be discovered. You got to unlock these requests for upgrades, because you make a zombie, you know, much like making a video game. If you made the first, if Time Another Fiddly Concepts was the first video game ever, it would be the best video game of all time, because it was the only video game of all time. Some might say it's the best video game of all time anyway. No. Maybe no. In nobody's world is that the best game ever. It's the best game I've ever made. But what I'm saying is, you have no realistic narrative impetus to improve upon a zombie if it's already, you know, you've created life from death. You're done, mate. You don't need to worry about it. But then the idea is that Dirk still has an axe to grind, and now there's not Syndrome. We'll go back to Ken. There's Warlord Ken, Mr. Kennedy, Leon Scott Kennedy. Is that what Salazar calls him? Is that his middle name? Does Leon Kennedy have a middle name? He does. Oh, Leon S. Kennedy. Ah. What the fuck? DI? What the hell's DI? Death Island? What on earth is that? Oh, a CG film. What? He has... Oh, fucking hell. There's a lot of... He's in Resident Evil 3, is he? Oh, no, he's not. Oh, there he is. That's the Badger with his little bowl cut. Goofy little guy. Okay. Anyway, carrying on. So you make zombies, and Dirk is like, yeah, that's me done. I've caused the end of the world. And then Ken gets really good at shooting zombies. And when you get enough headshots, then basically at that point it's like, if you get 50 headshots in this game, then you unlock the ability to, like, the weakness to headshot as something that you need to look into. So requests for upgrades must be discovered. I think that would be nice. Is that if certain things happen in the other games, potentially just randomly over time, you might find some of this stuff. So you might find a find a cobra corpse or something weird like that, or you might find weird genetic mutations that you can then kind of pull out and ask Bear to make more of. Stuff like that, you know? I think that would be good. So then it means that effectively, if you haven't gotten far enough in this game, you haven't gotten all the unlocks there, you won't get all the unlocks here, which means that there will be a ceiling to how powerful you can make the zombies, such that Ken can't get too far. And so then effectively what we've got is the Zombie Idol light gun game. You could argue that this is the primary focus of the pack, is what happens here and what happens here makes it so you can earn more money here. The Gravedigger Upper game also, I suppose, feeds into this one. So this feeds into this. This feeds into this. This feeds into this. And then eventually this gets unlocked. This is just its own little thing at the end. Are they separate enough? Do we want them to be separate? Does this get rebranded from FCOL 5, which is obviously just a stupid working title? Maybe because they are separate types of gameplay. You could call them separate games. But do we actually want them to be separate? I feel like we probably do. But then they're more... I think that's the thing, isn't it? You know, like, I'm not making UFO 50, rather. I'm making my own slant on it. And I think I do like the idea of all of the games... like 5 games actually being one, and they're all different kinds of gameplay, but they all feed into each other. So we've got the win condition for this. What is the win condition for Gravedigger Upper? Maybe this is Dirk. Maybe this isn't Dirk. Who was the scientist? Burke and Hare. There was a dude. Knox. That's it. So maybe this is Dirk. That makes sense. So this is Dirk. This is Robert Knox. How do we make his name fun? Dirk and Bear's pretty good. Robert Knox. Dr. Pox, I guess. Surely there's got to be a character called Dr. Pox somewhere. No, there isn't. That's pretty good then. Alright, so we've got Dr. Pox, Dirk, and Bear. That feels pretty good. So Dirk is a Gravedigger Upper. What's the goal of Gravedigger Upper? We don't really know much about this one. Maybe this is just a level-based game. Maybe this is as simple as it's 10 levels. You dig up all of the bodies. There should be I think there should be upgrades here. So I think we want this to be stealth. Kind of what I'm thinking. Rough, like kind of. It's probably not the only game. There was a little game I played. Oh, there. Do I still have auto theft? Oh, right. One moment, caller. I think I might have to go to my Google Drive because I bought these games a very long time ago. Like a really long time ago. My drive. Documents? All this stuff? No. Oh, fuck. Oh, I've put it in a very weird place, but okay. Can I download this folder, please? Download the folder? Is it going to zip it for us? I hope so. It's zipping the file for me. It is a full 8 and a bit megabytes. So while we wait for that to download, some of you might be aware. I imagine most of you will be aware of Yahtzee Croshaw, aka Zero Punctuation. You may also be aware that Yahtzee Croshaw used to make games. And one of the games that he made was about this thing called, it was a guy called Trilby, and he was like a thief, master thief kind of deal. Let's see if we can stop this and play the game. So, is it going to work? Be nice if it just worked, wouldn't it? Oh. Oh yeah, there it is. All right, so it's running. Let's just check that it is actually still streaming, though. Was that streaming? Because I don't know if it actually was. Can you? Oh, because the resolution's going like absolutely wild. Oh, it is. It's right in the corner, but we'll make do. We'll make do. Don't worry too much about the resolution. It's not that it's very old, it's just that it's made in like an old program, I think. It's like the adventure game system or something like that. Beep beep beep. In England, I was strictly small time, picking rusty locks in ancient manor houses. America. Been mentored by some of the best criminal minds of their time. The Days a Stranger, or the Days series is a really good little adventure series. I went one Halloween as the villain from the Days series, John Defoe, back when it was just John Defoe. Anyway, the rent on this place is fantastic, probably because we're smack in the middle of the rough end of town, because we're going to hideout. I prefer to think of it as a workshop. But it's going to show you exactly the left and right cursors to creep. Low light, invisible. The green tick notes that the camera can't see me. And now I can be seen. So what's it? X to wall hug. So this is the stuff I'm thinking about. Get rid of the text. So and then full light, the camera will always see me. Human guards, invisible in low light, and while hugging, wall hug. You get the idea. So effectively, it's who can see you and when. The umbrella on my shoulder isn't for keeping the rain off. Burgling tool. Standing under a thin platform, I can use the grolly to hoist myself up onto it. Pretty good, right? Down in space. There we go. So, what I'm thinking is this sort of a vibe. Oh, whoops. Left or right? It's the wrong way. I see. Can I... Oh. I can't get through the horizontal laser in one run before it turns back on unless I strategically crouch. There. Oh, it's wall hug, man. There we go. Whatever. But you get the. Oh, is it just space to? Yeah, there we go. And then you can electric taser. Oh. A zap. And then we've got a safe. But that's kind of the vibe that I'm thinking is basically. Oh, shit. I wasn't really paying attention to what I'm supposed to do. There we go. Way! Incroyable. And same deal, I think. Close enough. Well, did I not do it? Oh, there we go. So it's a fun little game, to be honest. It's a canny little game. I've had it for a very long time. Oh, I have to save the game. Oh, it remembers me being... Oh, apparently my save from God knows how many years ago is, well, Mystery Thief, Blitz's Sit. Oh, I see. Okay. You have 0 RP. Alright. Embark upon a heist. Creep straight into the car to set off. Incroyable. But you get the idea. So I'm thinking something kind of like that. Come on. Wait, there we go. So, sorry about the low res and all that, but maybe Yahtzee will do like a proper Steam release someday. Maybe Yahtzee has done a proper Steam release someday. Let's have a look. Kirby. No. Well, that's not going to work because that's going to find... where would we look for whether or not Yahtzee has released these properly? Let's fix all of the resolution stuff that game has broken. Oh yeah, game dev. Why is that not shut? Oh no. Oh, it did shut. It just didn't shut properly. Okay, good. Ben Crotchell. There he is. Has he? Other works. Where? Does it not even? Surely. Oh. Does it not? That's strange. Developing 24 indie games. Yeah. So where's this Oh. Oh no, there you go. Game development. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, okay. Freeware games. The Trilby, The Art of Theft. The latter two games are note for pushing the engine bullets. Designed for. Released everything for free in 2009. You what? He released them for free? I bought those. Come on, man. Okay. Did he put them on? Oh. Shame, isn't it? Anyway, by the by, that would have been fun. I probably would have bought that. But that's because that's just the way that I'd be. Carrying on. The that's kind of the vibe that I'm thinking of for this grave digger upper is some sort of upgrades to stealth to be able to better hide hiding spots, probably some sort of enemy character, and I don't know, like loot base. But then if you're looting bodies, is it just that you have so many bodies to go through? But I like the idea of finding them semi-randomly. Like you don't know exactly what you're going to get until you get to the end of the run. Maybe it's like a weird and twisted goal. You've got to assemble like a wife, like a dead wife kind of thing. Oh my god! Is it like a really twisted Mario style thing? Where it's like your princess is in another castle, but it's like a corpse. It's like your dead wife or something like that, and you've got to find the corpse of your dead wife so that what's his name, Dr. Pox, can bring your wife back or something. But I kind of like that. That'll do for now, you know. So Dirk's motivation is goal, find wife's dead body for reanimation. You see, these characters design themselves. I don't need to be involved. Crypt or something like that. You get the idea. Your princess is in another crypt, and the idea is that it's maybe there's like, is Dirk insane? Probably, but we got our stealth upgrades. I feel like we want a finite number of levels. But what is the end goal? Because how do we have an end? Do we want this to be endless? Because this has a win condition in that you eventually can save up enough to end the game. If you want to, you can keep going. I guess you could reset the save, but once you've done that, that's kind of it. So that's gonna trigger the final game, I guess. I know we've already got a plan for this, but we're curing. If you cure the zombies, maybe there's two different stories here. But I think it would be fun. If eradicating if you run, city gets nuked. Very, very Resident Evil, you know? So we're basically collapsing it down to one story that you can tell, I suppose. And then here, we're going to say, you are the last zombie. Because then that makes the story, that explains why this gets unlocked last, you know? And then we can do something with that in terms of the story. And I guess probably the thing, what do we want to do with this one? Because I know we've got it written down like a rough story for it. You know, we've got, you get shot or you resist your zombie instincts, you know, blah, blah, blah. Do we have multiple endings kind of thing? I suppose there, perhaps we've got the choice of, if we do have multiple endings, I guess maybe the whole thing starts again, or is it like a new game plus or something like that? But then if you do let yourself get shot, then that's it. Zombie epidemic is over. Something to that effect. And you finished the game. So once you've finished everything else, you finish this. And you can... maybe there's a little warning at the start, like basically just saying, look, depending on how you play this, the game might be done and you might have to reset the game, start again if you want to get all the achievements and so on. If there's going to be achievements, I don't know how any of that works. That's probably going to be a headache and a half when eventually I get to that point. But effectively, just a little warning up front to say you might accidentally finish the game. So just make sure you've done everything you want to do elsewhere before you play this game. That feels good. I like that. You die. Game permanently finished. You attack person. New game plus. Maybe we don't have a. Maybe we just don't have a. Maybe we don't have multiple endings. Okay, carrying on. So we have. So we were here for a second. So it's Dirk insane. Princess in another crypt. Yeah. Find that wife's dead body for reanimation. I feel like you could probably have like either a series of levels and you get to the end and the goal is basically just to find your wife's body, and all of the things that you unlock between the start and the finish are just extra body parts to be used here. So you could do all of this and unlock more here. I don't know, something like that. Or there's just a random chance of looking for your wife's body and he will permanently Princess in Another Crypt continues until all parts have been unlocked. Like, is it possible to finish this one? I feel like it probably should be. And then eventually we get Dirk plus zombie wife. That feels reasonable. Perhaps you can deny Dirk is happy ever after. I don't know. It's just occurred to me as well, doing it like this, you're playing as a different character in every game now, which I really like. I really like that. Okay, so we'll get rid of this because we don't need that anymore. That's a rough idea of what's happening there, I guess. What else do we need? What else do we not have? So what we probably also want to have is a reset corpse upgrade. Because what I'm thinking is, I was thinking body parts and assembling, but no, I still like assembling body parts. No. Reset part. Because I want a little bit of Dankenstein. I want a little bit of medieval reference in there. So that would be nice. What else do we need? Oh, also, my parents are popping in. I don't know when exactly. I think 2:00 they said. So I may have to abruptly end the stream. So apologies if so. Just because, you know. Hello. How's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Oh, hello, Jeff. You want to come say hello? Yes? No? I'm hoping so. What is this? So, I'll tell you. So what I'm doing right now, it's a very interesting game so far. It is a mixing bowl on a simple desk. So what we're making is we've got a rough. This has if I start off. So if we go into here and we go, what is it? It's a Coke plus dihydrogen monoxide. They're too big. I haven't scaled them yet, but effectively, it's kind of like if you've ever played Little Alchemy or Doodle God, where you combine elements to make other ones. That's kind of the rough idea with this game. Is it's still very early prototype stuff, but effectively you unlock all these reagents and you can then use them for other things. But it's effectively going to be well, we'll see. So that's this bit. So a friend of mine decided it would be fun to make like a UFO 50 style situation where effectively you've got like a few different games that all combine together to make a cohesive like pack of games that are they've never actually been released individually, but it's like just a compilation, like a, you know what I mean? If you've not seen UFO 50, have a look. It's really cool. I haven't got it yet, but it looks really fun. So effectively we've got this make chemicals and stuff game, which is kind of like Little Alchemy, Doodle God, that kind of thing. There is, I guess there's lore to an extent, yeah. But then we've got like 5 games, because I'm calling it FCOL 5. It'll probably get renamed before the end of it. So you make chemicals here, and they've got sort of a zombie theme to them. So effectively you make chemicals for making zombies here. You dig up bodies here to make into zombies. You build zombies in the middle here and like effectively put your zombies through their paces. So we've got zombie quap written at the top. Which may end up being that might not end up being what it is, but some sort of like zombie Olympics or like simple zombie trials to make sure that your zombie does what they need to do. And then finally you've got the other side of the fence, which is then you fight the zombies in this game, and you fight the zombies that you've made, and you get money for harder zombies. And the idea is that you got to make a bunch of money, and then hopefully it will be eventually. I really hope so. So right now what we've got is the kind of all of the framework, like the coding for putting stations together and you know, making stuff, so that the chemistry game is kind of provisionally finished from a coding perspective for now. It needs a hell of a lot of polish and a lot of recipes that I need to unlock and come up with. So that's what I'm doing at the minute, is trying to work out what those recipes are going to be. But then we've also got the light gun game, is like the shooting zombies game, it's not finished, but it's started. So we've got these different corridors, and every 5 seconds a little triangle, a like a long rectangle pops out of one of the side doors and just comes towards you. And it has a weak spot in its upper third, so if I headshot it, it dies immediately. And if I shoot it further down, it takes 2 shots to die. So effectively, we've got like the broad strokes of that done as well, hopefully, kind of. There's a lot more to put in it, but we'll get there. Oh, we've got a shop. I think we've worked out what this shop's going to be. So previously I had this set up that, I don't know if you know much about the Burke and Hare murders, or the Burke and Hare is that they made a film about it. It was like Andy Serkis and Simon Pegg. But they stole bodies for this doctor, Robert Knox, apparently. I didn't know the doctor's name, I just knew Burke and Hare. But basically, we've got Dirk and Bear. So Bear makes all of the chemicals and all of the reagents. So like all of this stuff here, like we've got anti-headshot serum. I don't know what the hell that's going to be. A venom spit upgrade, you know, daft stuff. But Bear's going to make them. But then also Keon Lennedy, or whatever this guy ends up being called, the guy shooting stuff can also buy stuff from the chemistry place, like, you know, just like better bullets, better gunpowder or something like that. Might be fun. So yeah, they're all going to be quite interrelated games, and then the last one is going to unlock after you've beaten, or at least done enough in the other 4 games, and it's going to be a text adventure from the point of view of a zombie, which is probably going to be as dumb as it sounds. So yeah, that's kind of what it is. Oh yeah, and we sort of got started. It's not really finished yet, but kind of got started with a framework for a text adventure. So I can type in hello, and it'll pop up there, and I can type in something else, and that'll turn up, and I can fire off obviously a bunch of commands off the back of that. It's not quite working the way I want it to, as it gets to the top, and then oh, I tell a lie, it's working. That's pretty much exactly what I wanted to happen. That's fortunate, isn't it? That you happened to come along and it just happened to be working the way I expected it to. So yeah, the idea is that right now it's just echoing what I've put in there, but eventually it'll say something like that. Like really old school text adventure style stuff. It doesn't actually tell you what, because I've completely captured the mouse and the keyboard and everything. Anyways, continue making the games. Yes, good idea. And I've been doing a lot of this today, which is effectively like lining out updates and so on. But I think we've had enough of that for today. There's a lot of movement there. So yeah, let's do some more stuff in here. Let's see if we can figure out more in the command prompt. So I think what we want to do is we want to handle the command. So this is regular text we want to treat as a story command. Otherwise, and handle long running output. Long running output truncate, which is that bit there. Okay, and then this is basically, so then we want to, this is reset terminal. Yep. So we'll do that. That's what we want. There we go. We want to I think we want to move this outside. We want to do this regardless. We might actually want to do this outside here as well. Let's see. Oh no, you managed to get through my very clever auto spam prevention thing. Oh well, we'll get rid of you, shall we? There we go. Got rid of them. I should have done, I think. Message might still be there, but they're gone. Oh well, he's gone. Carrying on. So we got output.text. Do we have output.text? Terminal output. Ah, right. So I need to define. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Oh my god, do you know what that might be? I think that might be... It might have actually... Oh no, it's, you see, it's still not updated. You rotter. I think it takes a little while to update. But I am so close to getting 50 followers. And I think you might be my 50th follower. So you know what? I'm going to write down... where's the thing? Let's do this. Yeah, I need to get a save function as well. Your gaming for being 50th follower. There we go. So we'll put you down. I need to make sure that you get some sort of call out for being my 50th follower, because I think that you might be the person who's pipped me over the edge, because it says 51 at the top, but it says 49 on this thing. But when that eventually goes to 50, I'm hoping it will. It might take a little while to refresh. That basically means that I'm now the thing to affiliate and whatever, and I can put pulls on and other sort of stupid stuff. I can put on like redeemable stuff, like maybe I'll get the accordion out or the guitar, something like that. Do a little something on stream. Sound bites and obviously all that sort of stuff as well. And I can have official emotes rather than just... If you've got a better TTV installed, then that's where you've got Milo there, and you've got, was it Jeff Sus? There he is. And any emotes that people say, they come up on screen as well, which is quite nice. But yeah, I'll have to pop you in the credits for being my 50th follower, because you'll hopefully be the thing that then puts it into overdrive, into affiliate mode. If I can get back up to it means it's so little, you know, because I did it on my last game. I put people who'd hung out quite a lot. I just said thanks for hanging out and being in stream with me. So it just means, you know, it's some who cares game in the middle of nowhere on the internet, but your name's in a game, you know. So that's nice. Or it will be when I finish these. So I'll let you know when I finish it. So then you can have a go and look at the credits and see your name in there. Hopefully. Right. So we want to. So I think what we need to do is this. It's twisting because we've got var terminal output is there, and really I think we want this up here, because then we can access it outside of the if statement. Does this still make sense? Because I'm not sure it does. So if we've got new text. So if new text begins with Blair, terminal output is going to be output text. So I think what we want to do is we'll do colon equals output text, like so. And then we're going to do if output.text plus equals new line and new text plus equals. There we go. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Yeah, that makes sense. So now what we want to do is if this begins as a story command, so we want to do afternoon. Hello. If new text begins with Blair, handle special commands, because at that point we don't necessarily want to put it into the console. And then, but it's in here, I think we can combine these actually. We'll just combine these, I think. Yeah. So in here, we know that we've got a valid command. So here we want to do handle special commands like exit. And then if output.text.length, blah, 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 blah. Then we're going to do this, and we're going to handle long running output either way, I think. So we want to do this down here as well. Oh. Let's try and sort that out a little bit better. That's better. So we get rid of all this extra space. So if, yeah. Else if new text dot length greater than 0. Is it else if? Is it elif? Elif. Always forget. Right, so if, so first we want to handle special commands like exit. We'll just do handles, I guess we'll just call a method handle special commands. We don't have anything. Geordie in your tags, is there a subtitles option anywhere? Very good. Alright. No, I like to think I'm a more of a posh Geordie, so it's I don't think it's super obvious from my accent. Maybe it is. Maybe it's super obvious that I'm from the north. But I suppose I'm not speaking in RP, that is. But there's the Geordie test phrase which I've heard, which is Lotus Europa. And it's the roar of Europa, Lotus Europa, which is where the Geordiness comes in. Oh, that's good. That's good. So we want a special commands thing. Thanks for popping in. It's very nice to have you here. We want to handle special commands. But we'll put this here for now. Handle special commands. And then we'll do a void. I think we actually need to pass in the input, don't we? So there, we want to hand in var command equals new text dot substr 2. And then we'll hand in the command, and we'll replace this with new line plus command. I think we're probably going to get rid of this because it's going to be that we handle some. We'll put it like this for now, and then we'll do a little something here. You're complaining because there's no, because I haven't given you anything to do yet, which is fine. That's okay. So now we want to do is if command equals. We'll just do a very simple one. We're just going to do if command equals exit. What do we do? Is it tree? Tree exit or something like that? Or maybe we close the scene. Exit tree or something, is it? Ooh! So close to finishing beta or alpha of my own game, but I just opened Godot and I'm staring at the code and I don't know what to do. Pain. Ah! So the break is still the command, but what I'm looking for is basically quit the game rather than quit, like break out of this particular bit of code. Is it tree? Get tree? Because if I control click, no, I appreciate it. I love the idea of mobbing, getting a little bit of help, figuring this stuff out. Because I'm very new to Godot. I don't really know what I'm doing. Exit tree? No, that doesn't feel like it. Get tree dot. Do you know? I'm gonna look it up. Where's the docs? Where's my doc window? Quit scene. Get tree.quit. That sounds about right. Yep, that sounds exactly it. Get tree.quit. Lovely. Thank you. Yeah, that's the badger. It will eventually be like that it'll go to a menu rather than a but right now there is no other way to quit this scene. So now what we should have, or should still have, I should say, is we should still get that, but then if I do exit now, quits the scene. That's what we're after. So that's good. So now I guess we could keep going with this, but I think we've done quite a lot on this. And I feel like all of this is just we're gonna get rid of that at some point. Because I feel like, so, oh yes, so you don't, so yes, so there's 5 games here. This is Hydronus's idea, is to do 5 games worth of stuff, and god damn it. it is not straightforward. So brief thing. Hydronus said, what if you make something like UFO 50? Yep, I will blame you. I've blamed you throughout this whole stream, and you haven't even been here for you to notice me blaming you. Or maybe you have, I don't know. But he's like, oh, UFO 50. Let's make UFO 50. Why don't you make UFO 50? And I'm like, I am not making 50 games. Absolutely not. Those studios have like multiple people and they know what they're doing. I don't. I've made one shiny little game and a bunch of tutorial games. I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. So I'm like, okay, well, we'll make UFO 50. It'll be fine. It'll be okay. We'll make 5. I can make 5 and we'll keep them small. We'll keep them a little-ish. And we'll just make do. And as we were coming up with ideas, we hit upon zombies because I happened to be playing a Resident Evil game at the time. So I think he said, I think the light gun thing was your idea. There's like digging up bodies to make zombies out of, building zombies out of the bits that you've created, out of the bits you've found. It's more like Frankenstein really, but it's close enough. Making chemicals like a zombie animation serum, upgrades for your zombies, that sort of thing. And then a little text adventure game, which is like a very more story driven, and it's kind of going to be right at the end you get this text adventure, which kind of, it's just a little bit different, just something a little bit different. So they're all quite distinct, they all have different kinds of gameplay. So the idea is that the zombie light gun game, it's basically going to be an idle game as well. This is where I think, hoping it's going to be fun, because a lot of light gun games, a lot of idle games, you're literally just clicking, right? There's no oh, okay, back up your save. Okay, got it. But it's literally just, you do the thing, you buy the stuff, and then you just wait for things to happen. Clicking games tend to be quite passive. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun if there was a clicking game that was less passive? Where you shot the zombie, you made money, but you could also buy like turrets that peppered zombies with little bits and pieces every now and again, did a little bit of damage to the turrets and to the zombies and so on. And you could have a passive income and even an offline income when you're not playing the game, but you would make the most money when you were actually like stood there shooting them and various things were happening. And the idea is that this is the big struggle, is reconciling these two, because with these two games we're basically saying make super cool powerful zombies, and then with this one we're saying and then fight them. So if you, just because you were vibing more with them, you decided to play these two games way more than you played this game, you might end up with turbo powerful zombies and you're still stood there with like a little and they just rinse you. You get thoroughly shocked by these zombies, and that's you done. And you just keep dying and the game isn't fun. So that's kind of the bit that's kind of, they're at odds with each other. But the meta game, so to speak, like the overall zoomed out game, is you make more powerful zombies because more powerful zombies get you more money. And the more money you get, the more upgrades you get, so you can kill them faster. So you build more, but then the money starts to plateau. So you build better zombies so that the money starts, to the moon and all that. But I have thought of a couple of different ways that we can defend against that. So previously, we've got characters, I don't know if you've heard of Birkenhair. So this is Dirk and Bear. So, and Robert Knox was the doctor, so we have Dr. Pox. Super dumb names, but, it'll do. So this grave digger up there, we've got Dirk digging up bodies, we've got Bear, who just makes chemicals. Bear's a bit mercenary, he does what he's told. So, Dirk, Bear, Dr. Pox, whoever, he's going to make chemicals for them. He's going to make like zombie serum, but also, if Keon Lennedy, or whoever ends up being the main character of this game, wants like better bullets or like flamethrower fuel or whatever, they can also ask for chemicals, like different stuff. So maybe, I don't know, styrofoam plus petrol to make a very basic version of napalm. I didn't tell you that, by the way. But you got to unlock those upgrades. So say, for example, Dr. Pox makes the zombies first, for example, and is like, these are the best zombies ever. I made a zombie. Nobody's made a zombie before. This is the best zombie ever. And then Ken comes along and just shoots it. It's like, what? You killed the zombie? That's not meant to happen. So then after a while, you get you realize your zombies have a weakness to a headshot. So then you say you don't buy the upgrade, you request the upgrade. So you can't progress. So then you have to swap game, and you go into this game, and then you've got like levels you can unlock, and you unlock them by getting requests from here, and you unlock being able to make the request by killing a bunch of zombies, and it's all super interrelated and all that sort of stuff. So really, in the grand scheme of things, it's going to behave a lot like one game with 5 separate components, but because they all have different gameplay, they'll all play differently, and depending on what mood you're in, you can play different kinds of game. And also as a developer, it means that if I'm getting stuck on the chemistry game, I can try and work on something else. And I've been reading a book, now that there's people here, I've been reading a book called Advanced Game Design, A Systems Approach by Michael Sellers, whose name I will never forget now, because apparently Peter Sellers has a son called Michael Sellers, but it's not him. But they're talking about like systems design and like the difference between static games and dynamic games. And one of the things that I've been doing thus far to come up with recipes for this chemistry game is I just thought, well, what would be fun to combine? So we've got stupid stuff like water plus cola gives you watered down cola. For a while there was cold medicine plus water, and that gives you homeopathic medicine. Cola plus energy drink makes that's, you see, stupid stuff that doesn't even make sense. Cola plus chewy mints makes a mess. So technically we do have that one right now. Where's the chem game? Is this the chem game? So now the default recipe for this game is if I just put in 2 of something, and then that's the placeholder for a mess. So basically, if you make anything other than a recipe that you're supposed to be able to make, you just make a mess. Literally. So that's kind of the vibe there. But it's stuff like that, where effectively there's like special, silly recipes. But then like I'm trying to get to a recipe for a zombie animation serum. I'm like, I'm going from stuff like cola, energy drink, MSG, which is just dumb. That doesn't make any sense. And one of the things that this book talks about is elegance in system design. And it's saying things should be metastable rather than static. So like Doom E1M1, while it's a very good level, it plays the same every time. The enemies are in predictable places. They behave a little bit dynamically, but the enemies spawn where they spawn. The power-ups are where the power-ups are, and they always behave in the same way. There is a little bit of randomness, but not that much. So metastable is where it might hold in a particular pattern for a while, but then small changes might fire it off into another behavior. Kind of like you might have a market crash, or in Balatro, for example, you might have just like a runaway, really good run because you just hit upon the right jokers to... Balatro is a really good example of like these dynamic systems that have a lot of these interactions. But point 2 and 3 from this idea of elegance in systems design are high-level systems are simple, but... Oh, no. 3 and 4, sorry. Deep systems exhibit some symmetry. Higher-level systems rhyme with lower-level ones. So when you do something up top, Balatro says it's chips times multiplier. That's it. That's the whole game, really, is just get high score, and you do that by however many chips you've got and whatever your multiplier is. Except then the next level down is, oh well, you can add to your multiplier, you can level up hands, you can re-trigger the hand, you can replay the hand, you can multiply the multiplier rather than just add to the multiplier, and all that sort of stuff. And it's stuff that it rhymes, so it's never that you're like learning it, it almost feels like you know what's coming next. It makes sense. And then you've got almost the opposite of that, which is minimal loose ends. You avoid engaging a player's memory. So you shouldn't have to remember how to play the game. You should discover how to play it, and then it's just obvious to you because you're like, yeah, that makes sense. The rules make sense. I should do that. I know what to do next. I don't need to remember that. The closest that I got when I was thinking of an example earlier in stream was that sacrificial knife Joker. I'm guessing people have played Black Road probably, where it's like it kills the Joker next to it and adds something to Mult. But even then, it behaves weirdly, and there aren't many Jokers that do that sort of stuff. But it does still broadly behave like the other Jokers, you know? So it's that, so yeah, it's a weird Joker. It's a weird Joker. But you have as few of those as possible. So then I'm looking at this, or I was thinking about this when I was going to sleep last night, and I was thinking, these are all really stupid. Like, some of these are fun. Like, I think it would be fun to have green, red, and blue herbs. Little Resident Evil reference. There's probably going to be many of them. PTFE might be fun. Forever chemicals. Maggots, blood, diseased flesh, bones was one I was thinking of before. But basically, I'm coming up like with random top level ingredients and then trying to figure out what they combine to become, which is stupid, you know? So what I've decided to do is, the start of this stream, I've started by thinking, well, these zombies that we're making, what properties do they have? What characteristics does a zombie have? So they've got movement speed, they've got attack power, they've got the torso like it has the heart in, so it generates energy, I guess, for the other body parts to use, kind of thing. And then those have come up with like, all right, so weakness to headshot. We know that we've got weak points because we implemented that in the light gun game. So zombies are weak to headshots. That's kind of the whole shtick of zombies, right? But then, what if you came up with an anti-headshot serum? So rather than headshots doing like 2 times damage, they do 1.5 times damage. So then they're a little bit harder to kill, and zombie has a higher score, which means that it earns more money, which means you get more money, which means you can buy better stuff, which means you need better zombies. And then eventually there's some sort of goal at the end of it that is the same as the start goal. And then once the zombies come into it, you unlock the extra goal of, oh, well, I suppose I could pay for a zombie antidote and actually make things okay again. Or I can take the evil ending and just do off and leave leave everything how it was. So doing it the other way around, starting with like the end goal of what I'm trying to make, I feel like that's gonna be so much easier. Because then it's kind of like a crossword where, you know, you fill in the words first when you're making one, and then you just put random letters in between. And it's much easier to do it that way than to just put random letters in and then see if you can make words out of it, which is so obvious now that I think about it. But this is what I've been doing so far. So yeah, all this going away. But I'm going to keep some of them. I still like that. Water's probably going to stay in there because I do like the idea of like a really trash version of doing recipes. So we've just got our little Gran's mixing bowl to start with. But yeah, so that's what we started doing this morning. But now we'll do a little bit more of this the terminal for this. I think what would be nice to do now is I think it would be good if we could handle a story command. So now we kind of need like a state of where you are in the story. So we're probably going to have a few things here. So we're probably going to need a concept of location, which then means we need transit commands. We're going to need a concept of items in the location, I guess. You are a zombie, so I think that there's going to be a limited inventory that, you know, the zombie has. But a location's going to have items. We've got the player as well. who has some sort of an inventory. Which has those items in it. Transit commands. So then we probably want also describe commands. I'm just going to duplicate this. We can rearrange it there. So describe commands. We need a way to interact and see what's going on there. And then we want use commands. Which is going to be items, but also we want items, but we also want, we'll call it, I'll tell you what, we'll call this pickups, because then we've got points of interest in the location. We'll rearrange this later. I appreciate that this is absolutely chaotic, but no, that's fine. So points of interest, interact commands. Which is probably going to tie into use commands. And we've got points of interest, interaction commands. Okay. What else do you have? You got pick up, push, pull, the usual shebang. I guess there's talk. I mean, you're a zombie, but it might be fun to just have an option to just go, oh. and maybe it does nothing like 75, 80, 90% of the time. But then like every now and again, there's just one scenario where going, is just like the right thing to do in that moment. So we'll do talk. That's kind of the vibe of a that's kind of it, isn't it? So we probably then want, and I'm gonna write it all in the one place for now, and then maybe we'll tidy it up later. So let's do a very basic. What are we gonna say? So I think we want the concept of a resource, don't we? I think we want a new type of resource. So we've got our ingredient DTO for the other one. So we'll crib off that, I think. So we'll do a new script. And where are we gonna put this? Text adventure. We'll do this in the new folder. We'll just call it, I guess we'll call this resources. I'll do. So we'll call this a location. Yeah. And then let's look at our, so it extends resource, but we don't, extends resource. Extends resource, my dude. All right, so then we've got, class name. Yeah, we want a class name as well. And we'll call this location DTO. And then what do we want? So we've got get eFlask. We've got so we'll do export north destination. And that's going to be of type location DTO. We'll do an export west destination. Let's do it the never eat shredded wheat way. Location DTO. Export south destination. Location DTO. And then we'll do export west destination. Oh, that's terrible. Location DTO. What are you twisting about? Oh, because I haven't put var in front of any of them. Wow. Oh, look at that. Look at it magically wake up and understand what I'm talking about. Dear oh dear. Okay, so then we probably want like export var look flavor text. We just want that to be a string, I guess. I'll tell you what we're also going to do is we'll also make another script, and we will inherit from resource, and we will put it, oh, it's in the right place at least. And we want this to be not new script, we want this to be point of interest. Yeah, I think that'll do. Last name, point of interest, video. I should probably get like a consistent naming style, like camel case or snake case or whatever. But we'll not worry about too much. So then we can do export var look. What did I call it in the location? Look flavor text. So in our location, we want a what do we want? We probably want an array points of interest, and we'll just make that an array for now. Can we make it an array of point of interest DTO? Yeah, we can. We can select that specifically. What the hell else did I say there? Where's my thing gone? So we've got location, points of interest, transit commands. Yeah, we'll worry about the commands. Pickups. So we've got items as well. So we want we want an item. Resource. And we're going to call this pickup, I guess. Yeah, we'll do. Class name, pickup video, and then we'll do our export or look flavor text. They can all have. We can look at everything for now, and then later we'll be able to do stuff with them. Okay. And what else? Describe, use, blah 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 blah. We've got the player, but that's fine. So let's see about giving us a location. So we've got our current location. So we'll start with in our command prompt text. Let's just for now we'll say export var default location, start location, and we'll make that a location DDO. We don't have any start locations. Any location DDOs, full stop. And then what we can do, I guess, points of interest. So then we've also got export var items. I feel like the points of interest. The points of interest are going to have the items. I don't think they're just going to be lying around, are they? Maybe. Export var loose items, I guess. So we'll give that an array of, what do we call them? Pickups. Yeah. And then we've got in our point of interest, we've also got export var pickups. And we'll call that an array of pickup DDO. Look at me, almost knowing what I'm doing. It seems like I'm doing things properly, doesn't it? What a crazy concept. Oh, one day I might actually be good at this. Let's see. location. So we've got our default location. So I guess we'll start. We close all of this and go into our text adventure. So we'll do locations, I guess. Create a new resource and we'll make it a location DDO. And we'll call this, we'll just call it start, I guess, for now. Just to see if we can get it working. And here we'll have a look at our start tres. So look flavor text, and we will say we'll have look flavor text, and I think we probably also want export var look from adjacent flavor text. Do you know what I mean? So we'll do look flavor text. You are in an alley, I guess. Okay, so I guess in here now we should be able to give it a start location. We have our start location now, so we can do handle special commands. We've got handle special commands. Handle story command. So then we've got handle special commands, func handle story command, command is a string, and what we want to do here is we want to do if command, I don't know why I put brackets. If command equals look, we'll have to do complicated verb handling later, but we'll figure that out. So if command begins with look, then what we're going to do is we're going to say export ready. We're going to do ba 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 ba, and we're going to do start location. We'll do current location. Export, not export, not on ready either. Var current location. We're going to make that a location DDO. Okay. So we'll do then current location equals start location on ready. Okay. So then we're going to do so we're getting the command. So we're going to have to, we're returning something. We have to return something here. So we're going to say return current location dot look flavor text. Then I don't know how to plus. Okay, so then we're handling our story command, which means our var response equals blah 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 blah. All right, that might just be enough to get us going. All right, so if we do get ye flask, nice little Homestar Runner reference for you there. I don't know how to get ye flask. Yes. And then we do look. You are in an alley. There's nothing particularly special here. And then it messes up a bit. Okay. Worth a try, yeah? Worth a try. But that's certainly a start. Why? It's put an awful... Is it? Ah. Now that's interesting. This is now. I think this is to do with our feedback panel. So we've got our output here. Let's take a look at our 2D window. So we got this here, and we got this here, and we got this here, and they are in a VBox containers. This shouldn't really ever go over that. So this should be wrapping down to the next line, I think. But I don't think it is. So let's have a look here. What can we do? So when it clip text overrun behavior. Max characters visible, max lines. Because we basically just want this to overflow, don't we? Auto wrap mode. Auto wrap word? Word smart? Auto word smart. Let's try word smart. How smart is word smart? Alright, so we do look. That's better. That's looking better. Look. Now this is where it gets a little bit weird. Look. You see, here we go. This is where it's going to behave a little bit weirdly. But that's okay. It's definitely a hell of a lot further forward. So let's try look. Right, so now if I do get ye flask, you see. But it's how many lines. It's how many lines. And I think this is because what I am doing is using the wrong. I might have to be a little bit clever here. Because what we're using in the script to truncate extra lines is we're getting the line count. And I don't think that's going to do what we're wanting it to do. I think it probably doesn't help that we are setting this after we truncate the extra lines. So I think what we need to do is set the terminal output first and then truncate extra lines. I think. Let's try that. Wouldn't it be nice if it was just simple fixes like that? I don't think it is going to be simple fixes like that, but so it's kind of done it. That is basically what I wanted you to do. But not quite. Not quite. Yeah. So it's doing it, but it's deleting the whole line, and that's specifically because let's have a look. That's specifically because in our truncation, what we're doing is we are getting the number of lines to remove, and I don't think that's going to do it. It might. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad, but it isn't really what we want, because it knows that there's 3 lines. It's 3 lines over, and so it's removed. Maybe render each line as separate. Yeah. I think that might have to be the way to do it. It might even be what it might be worthwhile doing. Did I write that down? That was a canny little idea. Let's make sure that it's turned up there. Zombies pay cash. Demonol. Yes, I did write it down. I did. Good. So I suppose what we could do, there's a couple of ways I could think of doing this. Is it would be nice if we just had every line, and this is all just one contiguous amount of text, and we worked out how much it managed to fit on a line, and then just delete that many characters. That would be good. Like if we did like if this is greater than a certain number of characters, then if the line in particular, the last line, yeah, it would be great if we could do that. But I think you're right. I think probably the way it might end up having to be is doing it like that, and say effectively, we could even do it here, because it's a text game, so it's not like, I think optimization is, you should never not optimize, but if there's a time to not optimize, it's probably a text game. I would love to see a text game that like maxed out an i9 and some like a 4090, like it was just constantly, just even though it's like nothing to display, it's doing all like GPU computing stuff, and it's just because there's so much going on under the hood. It's just doing like all of these loops every frame, checking everything it possibly could check. I don't know if that's even possible. I think it's already too optimized. It would find so many shortcuts. Weird. But the other way we could do it is the same sort of check here. Is we check for a certain line size, and it starts writing it into this line. And if it reaches a point where it has more to do, it chops that off there and says, "All right, well, write some more in there." And it keeps going until it finishes writing it. And then every time, like you say, we basically just, this goes into here, this goes into here, and we just do that. That is one way we could potentially do it. It'd be nice if we could do this, but I have a feeling that because we're working with strings, I have a funny feeling this isn't going to be super easy to do. It might be something that I have to go away and ponder for a little while. Speaking of which, I should probably head off, because I think this is 3:09. So I've done 3 and a bit hours. But you know, I'm gonna take a little screenshot of this, because I will forget that otherwise. But thank you for joining, and anybody who has been watching and is kind of interested, I would really appreciate if you came back, because it's been nice. It's so nice when there's folks to talk to, especially people who are into this sort of stuff. It's really nice because we can all sort of pair program. Not same time every day, but I do Mondays and Wednesdays. I normally do 7 till 10 p.m. on Mondays and Wednesdays, but I'm off this week, so I normally work at this time. But because I'm off this week, I thought I'll do a bit. So I guess just I would not watch for us coming online because nobody's watching for that. But yeah, fingers crossed. I'll see you back here again because it's been really nice chatting, and thank you for coming along. It's been really good. So yeah, I'll tell you what we'll see if there's anybody to raid. But thank you so much for coming, and if you want to follow, that'd be helpful because the more people we have, that we're so close. We're like within a mouse's pube of 50 followers. Technically, this should update to 50 now, but if we can get this to 3, then obviously, all of the affiliate stuff, and then I can put on like votes and bits. Not bits. There's bits. Which is the one that isn't paid? There's like the blobs or whatever. It's like the fun stream currency that you just get for watching. That would be fun. That'd be cool. Because then I can have the accordion and the guitar as like as like stream like fun things that and just all, I don't know, 10 push-ups or something. I don't know. Bruh. But yeah. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna find somebody to raid now. Who have we got online? Who we're following? Who's online? Oh, Teratoma's online. Let's go watch Teratoma. Although I have a funny feeling we might just be watching Teratoma's bed, but I don't know who. I'll tell you what. Does anybody know anybody online right now who they want to raid? Because if so, I'll do that. But otherwise, we might be going to watch Teratoma in bed. Oh no, he's not in bed. ASD Flux 1. ASD Flux 1. Okay. Let's do that. Let's do that. ASD Flux 1. Playing chess. Ooh. Chess. Alright. Let's go raid somebody playing chess. Oh. It says we're unable to raid at this time. That's weird. Why am I not able to? Strange. Alright. For some reason it won't let me raid them, but it might be that I have to follow or something. Or it's like raids under a certain amount or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, we'll raid Teratoma and I'll see if I can figure out how to raid ASD Flux for next time. But thank you. And 4 viewers ready to raid in 6, 5, 4. See you next time. 2, 1. Let's go.